Okay, so if we look at example 1 here, we're going to analyze each system of equations to determine whether the system has one solution, no solution, or infinitely many solutions. So we need to find out what the slope and the y-intercept of these lines are. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing as before, and we're going to rearrange them so that we can get different. We can figure out and we can look at what is my slope, what is my y-intercept for both of these lines. Okay, so line 1, we're going to write down here, and we're going to rearrange that one to 2x plus y equals 6, and we just need to bring over the negative 2x, and we still have plus 6 there. Okay, so and then we can write down our slope. M equals negative 2 and b equals 6. Okay. Okay, so m equals negative 2, b equals 6, and that's our first line. Okay, so now we'll go to our second line. So line 2. Oops. Okay, and when we go to line 2, we rearrange it in the same way. So y minus 8 equals negative 2x plus 8. Sorry, I went a little bit too far. I moved over the 8. Okay, so then we'll go to our next line and we can set it up as y equals negative 2x plus 8, and there's our second equation. And in this case, m is equal to negative 2 and b is equal to 8. So we know now that my slopes are the same. So m, my red m, we'll call it m1. Okay. And we'll call the blue one m2. Okay, so the two slopes equal each other, but my y-intercept does not equal my other y-intercept. Okay, so we'll put the little subscripts there to say that that's from line 1 and that's from line 2. Okay, so we know which y-intercepts we're talking about and which slopes we're talking about. So this case, we have the slopes are the same, my lines are parallel, but not the same. That's what the b values being different mean, okay? So these lines are parallel, they'll never meet, and therefore no solution. Okay, so again, we need to understand where the slope and what the y-intercept is, and then we can see just from that whether the lines meet at one point, no point, or an infinite amount of points. Okay, so let's try the next one. Okay, and we'll do the same thing as before. So we'll set ourselves up, line 1, and rearrange it so we can see what the slope is. And this. Okay, so there's that. We'll just rearrange it so we get y equals negative 3x plus 1. Okay, so my m1 is equal to negative 3. My b1 is equal to 1. Okay, going with a different color for the second line, we have line 2. We have 6x plus 2y equals 2. We rearrange this to 2y equals negative 6x plus 2. Okay, divide out the 2, negative 3x plus 1. Okay, now we have that m2 is equal to negative 3. Okay, and let me just fix that up. Should be equals, not equal to. Okay, and b2 is equal to 1. Now we can see that let me just do that in the proper colors. So we have that m1 equals m2, and we have that, which that should be in the blue. Okay. And we have that b1 also equals b2. So these are really the same lines. Even though one is a factor of the other, the lines, when you plug in the values for this, if you simplify it down, they're the same lines. Okay, so because of this situation, and we have that m1 and m2 are the same, and b1 and b2 are the same, therefore these lines are on top of each other, and therefore infinite number of solutions. Okay, we don't need to graph it, we don't do anything else. All we need to do is look at the slope and the y-intercepts, and that tells us how the lines are related and how many solutions there are to it. Okay, so it's that one. We'll do one more. Okay, so again we'll give it the 1. So number 1 line, 2x plus y minus 4 equals 0. I'm going to bring everything over in one step here. So y equals negative 2x plus 4. Okay, so m1 is equal to negative 2, and b1 is equal to 4. Okay, going on to 2, we have that x plus 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. I'll take this one a couple of steps. So 2y is equal to negative x plus 6. We're going to divide everything out. So y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. Okay, so my m1, or m2, sorry, my second line, is equal to negative 1/2, and the b is equal to 3. And if you remember what we said in the previous examples and how we showed the differences there and what it means. So now if I go to, I can say to myself, m1 does not equal m2. Okay, that's all we need to know. If the slopes aren't the same, okay, it doesn't matter whether b is the same or not. There's always going to be just, therefore, one solution. Okay, again, if the b values are the same, then that is my solution. If the b values are different, then the solution is somewhere else on there. Okay, so let's just do this quick word problem here, and we're going to take a look at this, and we're going to see how they work out. Okay, so it's asking you, a rule of thumb for converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit is to double the Celsius reading and add 30. The exact formula, okay, this is the exact formula that they give you, that you should be using, but what they say is, to get a rough idea, double it. So instead of using 1.8, we're going to use 2. So the rough, or the quick way to figure it out is to do 2 times your Celsius reading and then to add 30. And that gives me a rough idea of what it is, okay? And that's all that means, okay? And will the lines that represent the two equations intersect? Okay, so if we look at, and again, I'm going to use this idea of a little subscript to give me the difference between the two lines. So F1 and F2, because we're using the same variables, so I know which one is which. So if I write down that M1 is equal to 1.8, we analyze our slopes and we see what's happening with those. M2 is equal to 2, right? Therefore, the slopes are different meaning only one solution. Okay? And that's it. That's all that question is asking you to do. Alright? So, try the homework questions that are in for this section. And then tomorrow when I'm back, we'll take up all the questions that you have. We'll do some review in class. And then we can do our... we can have the quiz on Wednesday. Okay, so the quiz will still be on Wednesday. Okay, so I'll take up any homework questions from 1.2 and 1.3 tomorrow. Okay, and then we'll all be set up for the quiz. All right, and then we can start moving on 1.5 and so on. Okay, that's it.